For the 100% cheapest coins on the internet with reliable delivery and quick customer support, check out my sponsor MMOEXP by clicking the link at the top of the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. Socials family, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another Madden 21 video on the channel, and in today's video, new My Heroes objectives are in the game, which means everyone can make another free 300k. Now quickly, the first person to comment any Mud Hero in the comment section, whether that be Lamar Jackson or whichever Mud Hero player you want, is going to be winning that card. All you have to do is comment the player quickly. I'll get in touch with you if you're first, and if you're not yet subbed to the channel with the post notification bell turned on, you are missing out on giveaways like this. But without further ado, let's get into this one. Okay, so as you guys can see right here, when we scroll on over to our objectives and go to our Mud Hero objectives, there are new dynamic duos can tackle any challenge objectives right here, which are going to give you another free 97 overall Mud Hero. Now as we scroll deeper into these objectives, for completing tier number 1, you're earning yourself a 93, at tier number 2 you're getting a 95, and at tier number 3 you are getting a second 95 overall player. Now all of these cards are not, so there's not really much we can do with them, but the main thing we can do is we can actually put them into these Mud Hero sets. So we're going to scroll to the master sets, and whichever one of these Mud Heroes you want to complete, put in the 295s, put in the 93, and then you're going to get an auctionable version of the player. So let's say we wanted JC Treader, we would put these two cards into here, and then we would get this 97 overall JC Treader card. These players right now are selling for over 300k, so there is tons of potential to make just absolutely free coins off of these. Let me show you guys how much these cards are going for, and then what I'm going to do is scroll on over to our objectives, and we're actually going to go over the fastest way possible to complete all 3 tiers. So filtering it down by the 97s, these players I believe have actually gone up in price a little bit. As you guys will see, they're sitting at like 300k. So now let's hop into the objectives, and let's go over the fastest way to complete these 3 objectives, because in total we're going to need to get 250 touchdowns, complete 900 passes, and get 150 sacks. Now the first thing we're going to do is get our touchdowns and complete our passes in the fastest way possible. Now this is definitely something that you guys can let happen naturally as you play the game, whether you're grinding solo challenges, playing weekend league, playing head to head, you're going to score some touchdowns and complete some passes. But if we do want to grind for these, hop into the rivals, hop into Ultimate Team 101, and we're going to play this challenge right here. Now this is starting us off on the 5-yard line. All we're going to do is throw a passing touchdown. It is very easy to do so. Let me show you guys my favorite play and my favorite strategy to grind these quickly. So here's what we're going to do, boys. We are hopping into our formations. We are going to go to a gun empty set. So we're going to scroll down to gun. We're going to click left on the D-pad to get into empty Y slot, and I'm going to call this play stick. Now this is something that all of you guys definitely have in your playbook, and once you have called this, click L1 to turn the tempo onto no huddle. So now that we've done that, we're going to run this play regularly, and there's really 2 reads I like to make. I'm either throwing it to X or I'm throwing it to triangle. They're both very easily going to get open. We just lob pass it right there to triangle. It takes 1 second to throw this touchdown pass, and then we click replay challenge, and just like that we're getting a touchdown and we're getting a pass. Now do I recommend you guys grind all 900 completions by using this method? No, probably not. It's going to be a heck of a grind if you want to do that. So what I'd recommend you do is probably just get some of those touchdowns knocked out. The touchdowns are the more challenging aspect of these solos in my personal opinion. So we throw it to triangle. Dan Arnold makes that catch, something he couldn't do for the Saints in the playoffs against the Rams, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah, we replay the challenge, and very easily, this is all we got to do to grind for those passes and grind for those touchdowns. Now like I said before, I wouldn't recommend you guys grind for the passes. I'm probably going to let that happen naturally, but the touchdowns, that could take a little bit longer, so that's why I am going to be grinding this challenge. As you guys can see, X is wide open there, and those are really the only 2 players we throw it to. This is probably the fastest way possible to score passing touchdowns. Now to get our sacks, we're going to be playing a solo that we've definitely played before, but I actually have a little twist to this, which is going to ensure that we don't force a fumble and we can continue to play the challenge. You guys will understand what I'm saying when I hop into this, but hop into our rivals, recruit your team captain, and play our Leroy Glover challenge. Now we're going to be using the same glitch sack method and fumble method that we've used on the channel before, but there's actually a little bit of a twist that I want to go over to ensure that instead of getting the forced fumble, we just get a sack and we can run the play over and over again. It's going to be faster if you guys just get sacks and beat the solo that way. So step number 1 is hop into our coaching adjustments, and we're going to want to ensure that we have tackling on conservative as well as strip ball on conservative. Now this is going to make it so that when we do get the tackle and we do get the sack, we don't force a fumble. Now next up, go by formation, scroll down to special teams, scroll on over to punt block 4-4 even, and we are calling 8 up safe man. Now we're going to use the exact same strategies we used before. We're going to use Lawrence Taylor or the guy on the far left side. We are going to hold down the right trigger, so we're holding that down and the left stick down right here. Now what I'm going to do is get past this guy and click off. So instead of continuing to run to the QB and getting the sack ourselves, we click off right when we get past that guy. So we're going to do this again, go into recent plays. We actually can't go into recents because it's a special teams play. That's my mistake. And we're going to call 8 up safe man. Exact same strategy. We get right past the tackle, and then right when I get past the tackle and I'm getting close to the QB, I click O. I don't want to hit the QB. If we hit the QB, we might end up forcing a fumble. So we click O right when we get past that guy. We're going to get an insta sack every single play. We can do this on third down right here. Now on third down, what I'd probably recommend you do is you do want to get the fumble on this play, because if we do get a fumble, the solo is going to end instantly, whereas if we just get the sack, then we're going to have to go through the punt animation. They're going to punt us the ball. We're going to have to fair catch, and it's going to take a little bit longer to end this. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm not going to click off, and I'm going to hit stick the QB, and that's going to get us the fumble. As you guys will see, we recover that right there, and from this one solo, we just got 3 sacks. This is the fastest way possible to get your sacks. It is very important that you have these coaching adjustments onto conservative and that we click off, because when we click off, a conservative tackle is going to take place by the AI, which is exactly what we want. We don't want to run to the QB ourselves. If we run into the quarterback ourselves, we're going to force a fumble. We don't want to do that on the first couple of plays. We only want to do that on third down. So again, I'll show you guys exactly how this strategy works. I just want to make sure you guys know what I'm doing. I'm holding the right trigger and the left stick down, and then when we get close to the QB, or really when we get past the left tackle, that is when we click O, and that is when we get off of our guy, we switch on to some other player, and we let the CPU do the tackle for us, call the exact same play, get your sack. This is the fastest way to do it. I wouldn't recommend you guys get that sack fumble every time, because if you get the sack fumble, you're gonna have to go through the animation where you recover it. You're gonna have to replay the solo, and that takes longer than just doing this and doing what I'm showing you guys. So we click off, and now on third down, this is where we get our sack fumble. So this time we are not gonna click off. We're gonna run into the QB. You can hit stick him by flicking the right stick. I'm pretty sure you actually don't need to hit stick him. All you need to do is actually run into him. So we're gonna do that right here. We're gonna get ourselves a fumble, and this is gonna be the best way possible to beat the solo. We actually clicked off and we get back on, get that hit stick fumble, go down. There is 6 sacks in about 1 to 2 minutes. This is the fastest way possible to do this. Now, in my opinion right here, this is easily the best objective list they've given us so far. This is probably going to be the easiest one to complete. Getting up to 150 sacks is going to be a bit of a grind, but we already have 6 right here. And what I'd recommend you guys do when it comes to grinding these touchdowns, grinding these sacks, is you want to play the game naturally. Play the game like you regularly would, and if maybe you're getting close to one of the sack goals and you've completed everything else, then grind the solos, or vice versa. If we're getting close to the touchdown goal and we completed everything else, then grind our touchdowns by using that method. So that's really going to do it for me. Let's quickly grab our daily objective at the end of the video here. Hopefully we get a solid pull, and yeah, this video is definitely going to help you guys out. If you made it to this point, all I ask of you is to scroll down and leave a like. This one is definitely going to make you guys some free coins. Level 90 daily objective pack. Can we get some cheese on camera? Oh, we do not. We get 7.5k, nice little free coins. We cannot complain about that, but that is going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.